Good evening and welcome to Stupid O'Clock News. I'm Lewis Lee. Dateline, Powell, Ohio. Deciding to take the rest of the day off to recover, local sedentary man Clay Broderman was reportedly reminded Friday what muscle soreness felt like after receiving his first dose of Pfizer COVID vaccine. What the hell's happening? What is this strange sensation I'm feeling in my upper arm right now, said Broderman, who gingerly massaged the tender spot where he had received the injection as he attempted to recall the last time he had subjected a muscle to that much stress. This takes me straight back to high school gym class, or that time in my 20s when I thought my friends were just having a picnic, but it turned out to be hiking. It's almost like there's a little bit of burning going on inside there, and I have to say I really don't care for it. Sometimes my limbs fall asleep when I stay on the couch too long, but this is worse. I guess I really overdid it today. At press time, Broderman announced that he would be taking it easy for the next 3 weeks to make sure he was rested and ready to receive the vaccine's second dose. That's news. Let's start the show.
Well, hey, there we go. Okay. Oh, sounds interesting. Really needs to grab a leg.
I understand that Uncle Carl got his first shot today, and Dan got his yesterday.
Yeah. Yep. And speaking of Uncle Carl, Carl was in line early for that, but Carly was here before he was.
Well, no offense, Carl has proof he did tag in first. So.
Yeah, he tagged in first. So.
Ooh, don't take sides.
Don't contradict
facts.
Donna. She will get you. And not in one of the fun ways.
Yeah. Oh,
54 years of bachelor.
Of course, for all the local people, Sears is closing in Fort Oglethorpe. And
not Sears department store, Sears shoe store.
Shoe store. Yeah. Owned by a named Jerry Sears. And I've heard some story, don't know if it's true or not, that he actually won a lawsuit against Sears to use the name. To keep the name of his shoe store.
Well, but the thing is, and this is the slippery slope. Yeah. If you look on his sign, the way the Sears is written in script, it's exactly the way Sears used to do theirs.
Yes.
And they changed.
Now, I don't know if it has anything to do with the lawsuit that they changed their Sears, but it could happen.
I just read an article about a hamburger place owned by somebody named McDonald.
No. Are you sure it wasn't Burger King?
No, it was a McDonald's. Well, no. Now that you mention it, it could have been.
It was. He had a Burger King store.
Yeah, John already told us this story before.
Yeah, and the chain with that same name is no longer allowed to operate within 50 miles.
Yeah, they're not allowed to have a Burger King within 50 miles of his Burger King.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess it was Burger King. I sit corrected.
Huh. Well, they're all the same.
Yeah, don't make me.
You can only
stand
eat so much
up,
styrofoam.
please.
And Carl says, "You can win, Donna. I don't care." Spoken like a true married man.
Yeah.
Meow.
Oh,
Hey, Lewis, where's that whip?
hey, Brian.
Surprised that you're still single. Not really.
No, not really.
And Carl Whitzman says it's the Burger King in Mattoon, Illinois. Said he's had one.
It was owned by the Mad Gasser, wasn't it?
Hey, quit talking about me.
No. I think Carl would get that joke.
Oh.
Yep. You see the way the Sears is written?
Mm-hmm.
That's very close to what the department store Sears used to look
A
like.
long time ago. I think I've still got a bag with that logo in a closet around here.
Yeah.
Bunch of my mom's old junk in it.
Yeah. Now,
but if you've ever been in there, oh my God, that place is a mess. I mean, the aisles are like this wide, and shoes are falling out all over the place, and the whole place smells like leather and disappointment. But
Basically, it's a Dollar General store without groceries.
Oh no, Dollar General looks like Neiman Marcus compared to this place.
But they got good shoes.
They got good shoes, and I got me a really good pair of boots there.
Well, now here's the thing. When I was working for the municipal government here, their shoe contract was at Sears shoe store. Imagine trying to park a dump truck in that parking lot to get your shoes.
So that's what caused all those potholes.
Damn straight.
Man, you go into that parking lot at your own risk.
And especially when they've got a bunch of cars in the parking lot, and then you're driving a big old dump truck.
I'm getting all kinds of echo off of Joe Dog here.
And Tennessee in Georgia. A Tennessee truck in Georgia. Yeah, I'm not even supposed to cross the state line with the truck, but they sent.
I'm surprised they didn't have the contract with East Ridge Uniforms. That's where we always had to go get our stuff when I was with the Bradley County Sheriff's Department. We would have to go down to East Ridge Uniforms.
Sears underbid them. John is scrolling through looking for something.
Yes.
Lord help us.
He's our research department.
Yeah, that's scary, ain't it?
Otherwise known as you're full of shit department. Because he will call us all out.
In a heartbeat.
Well, can you bring that up for me, Joe?
All right.
I was working on their video today.
I was wondering about that. I was going to ask you about it, but I wanted to show everybody where that museum was. It's back there in the old Fort Oglethorpe polo field.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. Hey, do you know, Lewis, whatever happened to the helicopter they had out front?
I don't know. I will ask Tuesday when I see her. But yeah, they used to have a helicopter. Like you can see where I'm pointing. Yeah, they used to have a helicopter right there.
It's a tree now.
It was a Huey, wasn't it?
No, it was one of the old MASH helicopters, I think.
Are you sure?
No.
You mean the bubble pop?
I've been to so many darn military bases. I can't remember what gate guard who has what. Except Keesler. Keesler used to have that old F-100 Super Sabre sitting out front. And it got tore up. It wound up flying about 5 miles inland with Katrina.
Unpiloted, I assume.
Yeah. Unpiloted and without an engine. Pretty good. It set a record.
There used to be a television weatherman from Atlanta that had his news helicopter parked in his side yard about 20 miles away from here, way out in the sticks.
I think I remember who you were talking about because we used to have one of those too up here in Chattanooga.
Crashed and killed his daughter.
Well, this one would have been an Atlanta weatherman, but he was living over here 90 miles east of Atlanta. Of course, if you've got your own helicopter, it's not much of a commute anymore.
No.
Rode by there on my motorcycle once, had to pull over on the side of the road and take.
That's Louis Varnell's place.
Because I could not believe somebody in Madison County had their own helicopter, and I'm going, okay, pretty house
I need
too.
to go over there one day.
What is that? What store is that?
That is the History Company. That is owned by Louis Varnell.
Oh,
okay.
military sales and surplus. All right, I need to go there.
Never, ever, ever, ever ask Louis a question about history because you will be there for a while.
Oh, he's like one of our local legends here in Athens. If you ask him,
Didn't he have a? He used to have like a deuce and a half sitting out front or something.
At various times, he'll have a deuce and a half, a Willis Jeep. He's got a bunch of different World War II and Vietnam era vehicles.
He isn't affectionately known as Rebel Yell, is he?
No.
No, that ain't him. Okay.
No.
hey, Skunk.
Now that is Tootie's Treasures.
Yeah, which is an
And
old.
that used to be the gym.
Okay, then
Gymnasium.
that one. Hang on a second. Where was the commissary here? Was that it? Yeah, I think that was the commissary.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
it still has the boot scraper out in front of the
Oh, wow.
stairs where you could scrape all the horse poop off your boots.
Yeah, because that was a cavalry post.
A lot of people don't know that this was, like I said, this was the old polo field.
Yeah.
And all these houses down through here was the officer housing. And
Officers' quarters. Yeah.
There's the old gazebo. I think that was the headquarters, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know for a fact.
It looks.
I'm still learning the history.
And then, see if I can show you some of these things. The ones I do know. That's an old military
And for
building.
those of you who are watching from out of town, this is Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia.
Used to be home of the 6th Cavalry Museum.
Well, it is the home of the 6th Cavalry Museum. It used to be the home of the 6th Cavalry.
And this was a testing facility, actually. They tested small tanks, and the Harley Davidson motorcycle was tested here for military use. And the Women's Army Corps had a base out here also.
This was This was the 3rd WAC Training Center.
All right.
And
the only WAC unit, the only all-black WAC unit to serve overseas in World War II, trained right there.
Yeah. Now, for those of you who have been in the military and been in some of the older military bases, this used to be the rail depot and the warehouses for the rail depot. There's supposed to be railroad tracks down through here somewhere.
Yeah, under the pavement.
Yeah.
But it is shaped
I
like
think
a rail
that
depot.
right there is the rail.
yeah, First Street.
Yep.
That first
That
or
looks
second.
like it.
Yeah, that would be rail line. And
Yeah.
Sean Thompson says he got lost in the battlefield woods once.
Ooh,
Was he
That
looking
would-
for green eye?
I hope it wasn't near dark because that place gets downright spooky.
Yeah.
Oh, for those of you who are visiting this area, they have an awesome rifle collection here. The only rifle
man.
collection I've ever seen of Civil War memorabilia that's
Yeah,
better than this.
they've got rifles date back to the American Revolution.
Yes, and the only rifle collection I've ever seen that was better than this one is the one at Gettysburg. That's it. And the only reason the one at Gettysburg is better is they've got some really cool stuff in there, like the rifle that got hit in the barrel with a bullet, and the bullet's still stuck in the barrel.
Hmm.
That sort of thing.
I shall be right back, gentlemen.
Oh, all right. Isn't
And they've
that
also got a really good multimedia presentation there.
don't some of those rifles still have to be able to be fired, or have they been?
No.
No, they're just as they were. I mean, whatever he got them when he collected them.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's a lot of acreage.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember. I was hoping it would show it. I guess it doesn't. Where the WAC facility was. I was thinking
I
it was
think
up
that's
here.
all overgrown.
Yeah, well, I mean, where it was out here, they got all sorts of. If you ever go, they call it the Blue. Leaf Trail.
Go just upper left from the Kentucky Monument. Zoom in on that area. Yeah, right there. No, right. Yeah, right there. Think that might be it. That's some existing buildings.
No, I think
That
that's
looks like an
just,
amphitheater.
that's the amphitheater. Let's see. Well, hang on a minute. I'm better than this.
Oh boy. History lessons.
Let me see. Chickamauga
Mogwai.
Whack. I'm pretty sure I didn't even spell that right somehow. Women's Army Court, Chickamauga, U.S. National. And
When we first moved here, my ex-wife used to call it Chickamauga. I said, "You're
hey, there's people
confusing
live
it
here
with
all their lives
Chickamauga."
that still call it Wootwell. You know, I mean,
Now, I went with the Stringers up to Chicago for the haunted house convention,
Uh-huh.
and I stopped at a convenience store, and dumb me in Chicago wearing a Tennessee ball cap. This guy looks at me and goes, "Lord, I ain't seen one of them in years." I said, "Well, I can tell you ain't from up here." He goes, "Nope." I said, "Where are you from?" He said, "You've never heard of it." And I said, "I don't know. Tell me." He said, "Ever heard of a town called Hoytville?" I said, "Yeah, just over the mountain from Chattanooga." Everybody just sort of looked at me like, "Can you go anywhere and not know somebody, please?" But he moved to Chicago to play amateur hockey.
What's a boy from Whitwell doing with a hockey stick?
you know what we call hockey down in Georgia? Swimming. Okay, that's
Smacking people upside the head with it, I guess.
Oh, now, oh,
they
Let's
ain't got
see,
a map of it. Darn it.
and we talked about the Sears shoe store closing, which just breaks my heart.
These things they happen.
Yep.
Well, the letter that we got, they said that we're getting a 2-week advance notice before they tell the public, and then that's all I've heard all night.
Yeah. The sale starts April 8th.
Officially, yeah. Well,
Excuse me.
unofficially.
That came out of nowhere.
Oh, no, it came out of your hamburger.
That wasn't a hamburger. I was eating a quesadilla.
Ooh, that's even better. I'm jealous.
It better have been as good as it was. I'm glad it was as good as it was because it was really damn good. We waited in line 20 minutes to be able to order the damn thing.
Yeah, well, things happen that way sometimes.
Nowadays,
it's a little bit worse than usual.
so
but,
mad.
Oh, yeah.
Spent 35 minutes in the drive-thru at Crystal the other night.
We got there. There were 3 cars. When we got there, there were 3 cars in line. By the time we left, there were 10 cars in line. I don't know what happened between when I got there and when we left, but they screwed something up. And I couldn't tell if it was the workers or one of the customers.
Hey,
Well, that's nothing. It took 2 trips to Steak and Shake to get our order. And I wasn't happy about that. Of course, I had my favorite, the chili 5-way.
Sorry, for a chili 5-way, you really have to go to Cincinnati.
Yeah, I know.
Go to Skyline, man.
well,
And Steak and Shake chili 5-way is not good unless it's about 3 minutes old out of the kitchen, not 10.
Yeah.
Well, Lindsay made fish and chips tonight, and I stuffed myself like a pig in a trough, I swear. If she ever wanted to open a restaurant, she'd put about half a dozen local pubs out of business.
And that's odd because the Brits are just not known for their cooking.
Yeah, well, if you boil something until all the taste is gone, and then you throw it on a plate. Yeah. That's traditional British cooking, but somehow or another, she didn't get that memo. So everything that she makes has taste to it.
Well, maybe she's been living in the States long enough.
25 years now.
Yep. See, that's that. My wife and I are gonna go to the British Isles, but that's the one thing we're not looking forward to is eating.
Do not ever make the mistake of going to a Subway in England.
Well, they call it the tube there.
No. A Subway sandwich shop.
Oh, huh.
There will be 5 ingredients for you to choose from, and 2 of them are peas.
Peas on a sandwich.
Yes.
Not unheard of, but
Yeah.
hey, lettuce on a sandwich. Okay, you got to think of it that way.
Now I have had a restaurant version of a full English that the scrambled eggs came with peas embedded in them, and I'm going, why did you commit this atrocity against an innocent egg?
Of course, Americans put cabbage on their sandwiches. So.
Americans
Not me.
put anything on
Yes, you
anything.
do. Have you ever had a pulled pork sandwich?
Yes, but I do
Coleslaw.
not
Get
get
coleslaw
slaw
on it?
Nope, I don't do slaw.
Well, Lewis, it's been nice. We'll see you later.
Well, I mean, yeah, and I learned that the very first time I ordered a barbecue sandwich when I moved here in '91, and it came with slaw on it. I'm like, I didn't ask for slaw. She says, you don't have to, honey. I'm like, okay, well, from now on, I'll ask
I get it.
for no slaw.
Yeah, really.
I didn't ask for any slaw on my sandwich. You ain't from
Put it on
around
the
here.
side so I can
You
throw
ain't
it
from
away.
around here, are you?
Where are you?
Yeah. Boy,
Hey,
I
you
You
know,
know, she thought she was doing me a favor. You don't have to ask for it, sweetie.
So I was talking to
uh-oh. Somebody's got
Yeah.
the show running in the background.
Sean.
Yeah.
It ain't me.
Make sure you close that window. You don't need it, dude. Not that window.
Wrong window.
Sean, you muted yourself.
I think he exited himself.
He had YouTube and our show running at the same time, so
That's
we had
what. Yeah.
feedback thing.
Yeah.
About a minute and a half delay.
And then he closed the whole window instead of just the tab.
All you had to do was turn off the volume on the YouTube.
Away.
He'll get it.
Oh,
Let's
It
do it.
happens.
I could
Yeah, I was
actually.
talking to Sean earlier tonight, and he was mentioning that he was like, "Oh, I'd like to be on that show." I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll send you a
Well,
link."
Hey,
he was for about 10 seconds. Okay. There he is again.
Hey,
Here
Skunk.
we go.
Lewis.
Skunk. I was telling him before the show started this week, it's 45 years since I was in this play in high school. I was a freshman. Okay. But 45 years. I watch it every Good Friday, the movie.
Wow.
Sean, you've muted yourself.
I know.
That's all right.
Don't feel bad. You're not the
Not
first
the-
person
not
on
the
this
first
show
one.
to exit completely out of the show trying to close a tab.
Really, Joe does it
Joe
twice.
does it, and he's the boss.
Yeah, really.
Fair enough.
Joe.
Uh,
Oh.
Skunk, you're
What?
wearing a green shirt, right?
I am. That's why I'm wearing a jacket over it so it doesn't look weird.
No, it looks weird.
Oh, well, Skunk, you'll be happy. I've actually got the Blackstone grill. I wouldn't really call it operational, but I got all the rust off the cooktop. Looks like the surface of the moon, but
You're not gonna polish it.
Sandblasted.
I've gone through 4 40 grit sanding discs from a 4.5-inch grinder.
Yeah.
I somehow I don't think you're approaching this from the right direction.
No, it's that bad.
That's the only direction he can
Is it
approach
pitted?
from.
Is it pitted?
Bad.
How much does a new top cost?
$159.
You try eBay?
A new top costs $159. That's not bad.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
How
can get
much-
a
how much is one
brand
of the-
new
how much-
36-inch griddle for $300.
Yeah.
and everything's brand spanking new.
And two of the burners, when you go to light them, they don't light all the way, so you sort of got to lean back away from it for a minute and wait and wait and wait, and then the grill will lift up for a second and set back down, and they'll be burning.
I told you
Oh,
not
so
to buy
kind of like SN11.
parts from
Yeah.
SpaceX.
Yeah, well, we'll just say that that's a design feature. Is inspired by the SN series of rockets.
You know, there's an idea.
The
Elon
Raptor
Musk-
roaster.
Elon Musk needs to take all that old leftover stainless steel and start making grills.
Hey,
You saw
Really
the
well in the South.
Yeah, call it the SpaceX flat top.
Did you guys see that picture of the person? The picture was never let a rocket engineer work on your stove.
Yes.
They
Yes, I
put
did.
one of the deflector cones on there. So
Like
the
a-
flames
Oh,
coming out like
yeah.
Like afterburner. Yeah.
That
Hey.
was-
roast marshmallows with that motherfucker.
now here's the thing. Everybody talks about Elon Musk is so bad, so bad. Elon, what billionaire do you know lives in a damn Airstream trailer with his hippie chick girlfriend, love child, and turns $80 million of aerospace technology into scrap metal once a month?
At first you were saying
Trump?
you were trying to say something else, but what you said was blow, and I was yeah, that sounds like a lot of millionaires out there just living in a trailer with a ton of blow.
Yeah.
I am so not touching that line again.
Yeah, but
Yeah, are you in rehab, Dan?
Oh no!
now, Lewis, you're gonna love this. SpaceX security is crazy down there, as you can imagine, right?
Yeah.
His girlfriend can walk up anytime with her photographer to model next to the latest rocket.
Hmm.
I bet Christopher Walken can't get near it.
Oh, it's just
Okay,
saw-
why?
I saw the pictures
Tough
today.
road. Got that one. I'll try to be
And?
less obscure.
No, they don't need more cowbell at the SpaceX plant. I'm sorry.
My
Actually,
favorite
it was
Christopher
more of a
Walken movie is Brainstorm.
But
That was a good one.
That's an awesome movie.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen it.
Really? Oh, you must.
I'll put it on the list.
Brainstorm. It was Natalie Wood's last movie. She actually died during the filming, but thankfully, because films aren't necessarily filmed in chronologic order, she
Her
was
parts
in
were
the last
She had all
scene.
her parts done.
yeah,
Yeah.
that,
Well,
that
almost.
that was a very nice movie when they did the scenes inside the virtual headset. They were
Mhm.
filmed at 60 frames per second. When they did
Mhm.
everything in real life, it was 24 frames per second. So when they shifted to the, well, I hesitate to call it hallucinations, but basically, everything suddenly became a whole lot more detailed.
Louise Fletcher, that's who I was trying to remember,
Uh-huh.
played the doctor, and then Cliff Robertson was in it.
Cliff Robertson was in it, and a couple of character actors that everybody knows.
Everybody knows, but nobody knows
their
her name.
names escape me.
Yeah, it's that guy. And
But yeah, Louise Fletcher did an awesome job in that.
it was an excellent movie. I remember when it first came out, and
Yeah.
I was reading about it in Starlog, which is why I know the trivia. I mean, Starlog still existed then. That tells you how old it was as a movie.
Mhm.
Went to the theater to see it,
Yep.
and it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. And then,
Could you imagine if they shot that today? They could do it in VR.
Yeah,
IMAX.
Yeah, it would have to be in order to have the same effect as what it did back then with just switching to
Yeah.
60 frames per second on larger film than
Mm-hmm.
24 frames per second on 35 millimeter film. So I think it was a 60 millimeter film for the inside the VR headset sort of thing.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
that's
could be
called four. Yeah,
remembering. It was
that's called four. They call that 4K today.
yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
called it Super 60 back then, but it was brand new. So 60 frames per second on 60 millimeter.
Well, I know most of the film was shot in 70 millimeter.
70. That's probably right.
Yeah.
French toast moonshine.
Oh,
What?
I'm
Donnie.
afraid that's code for something we're not supposed to know.
That ain't code. When she talks about moonshine, that's exactly what it is. In a little pint jar. Moonshine comes in a little pint jar. No, little glass vial. No. God, I am a wealth of mixed up cultural references tonight.
Carl's gonna go get him a shot.
Well,
Have a good night,
Well, he
Carl.
got a shot earlier today.
Second one today, so
A shot sounds pretty good right now.
yeah. Don't know if the antivirus and the moonshine are going to mix, Will, but Carl will give us a full report.
Gonna kill something, one way or
whenever
another.
he regains consciousness. So,
I actually get when all this.
I will be right back. Y'all talking about shots over here?
hey,
Mm-mm.
go do it.
I was talking, when all this started here a year ago. Hand you had to have a alcohol rating of like what 60% for the hand sanitizer to be
At least
effective.
60. Yeah.
I said, okay, what does that equal in blood alcohol, and how long do you have to stay drunk?
Me on a Thursday.
Dan, that's probably.
It could be a Tuesday if I'm doing everything right.
Yeah. Oh, John, Skunk, Dan.
Yeah.
Can you believe that we are just 24 hours shy of a year? Actually, it would be a full year that we started our first show.
I know we're pretty close to it.
Was Easter your first show?
April 4th.
That was
Well, I
that
was on
tornado.
that one too because I was doing you asked me to jump in and do the tornado reports.
Yeah.
That was
Tornado was 12th, April 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had already done a few shows before.
Okay, gotcha.
We had done a
Yeah.
couple of practice shows that no one will
Yeah.
ever see, I hope.
No, they're still up.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, the 4.5 hour marathon.
Oh, I remember that night.
People were showing in from everywhere, all around the country.
All around the world. Rock and roll is here to stay.
Oh, that's when we were good.
We're still
course.
good.
Of course, then I made the people at cancellation mad, or consolation, or whatever they want to call themselves.
Oh, how did you do that? I mean, I'm not denying you could, but how did you manage that?
I wasn't liberal enough.
Okay.
and they took a page out of the cancel culture playbook.
Wait.
Same thing is happening to cons all over the country. If you're not liberal enough, they
They
get
want
rid of.
They want to get all the old school conservative people out of the conventions. So they're like trying to ban Bane books and military writers. Any white male military writer, they want them out.
Fat chance.
Which
They're
is going to make
banning
military
military.
sci-fi an interesting endeavor in the future.
Well.
And I see Lewis getting quiet, going, "Oh."
Why?
That's funny. I'm not liberal enough.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty much a centrist, and people are accusing me of being a flaming
I
liberal.
used to be pretty darn conservative, but conservatives went a little wacky for me. So I'm more of a centrist.
My
I
dad
get along.
used to be a hardcore conservative. Then when they went all wacky and everything with everything over the past 4 or 5 years, he was just like, "Screw it, I'm out."
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
A lot of people
I
do.
get along with just about anybody. Just treat me with respect. I'll treat you with respect.
Exactly.
And let's just not talk religion or politics. We'll be fine.
Right.
How about them balls?
I don't know. How about them?
How about them dogs?
Matter of fact, I get to root for both of them because I've got family in both states. So that's the only college football game I watch all year long is Tennessee and Georgia, because I know I can root for both sides. It's going to be a good game. Everybody going to play their heart out, and no matter who wins, I can be happy.
I'm a huge NFL fan. I'm a huge Buffalo Bills fan, I should say. Not really the NFL, just the Buffalo Bills themselves.
Oh, when all this crazy COVID started, and they were saying, 6 feet, 6 feet. I made a lot of people mad on Facebook. I said 6 feet. That's 2 yards for you Tennessee fans. That's what the balls can't cover at when it's 4th and 2.
Yeah, I remember there was a little bit of a backlash over that.
6 feet. That's 2 yards. The distance.
People came up and burned footballs in his yard.
That's the only way That's the only way they could get any yardage.
Oh, it's funny.
Well, where I'm at, I could drive 15 minutes and wind up in the middle of the University of Georgia campus.
Oh wow!
And Sean, you're in Hot Atlanta, ain't you?
No, I used to be. I'm from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're up here now?
You're one of the smart ones. Got out. Okay.
He's been up here for a while. He's in Red Bank.
Dang, man. That's messed up. I love Atlanta. I love my hometown. Do not get me wrong. Love Atlanta. But I moved up here chasing a girl.
That was your first mistake.
It's like chasing a bus. Open
I know.
the top for you.
I know. It was horrible. It was a messed up moment, but
Well, Sean, you'll like this. Do you know the best thing to come out of Atlanta? I mean, come out of Alabama?
no.
59 and 65 north.
God dang.
Did you know the toothbrush was invented in Alabama? If it had been invented anywhere else, it'd been called a teeth brush.
I wondered where the punchline was coming from. We are really striking some blows tonight.
Hey, look, in Alabama, they don't have farmers only. They have cousins only.
I'm like,
Hey, do you know how you can tell the difference between the Alabama A and the Atlanta Braves A?
I know this one. But I'll let you have it.
Do it, Lewis. Do it.
Sean,
Because
do you know the difference?
Alabama A has a mullet.
That's funny.
All right. Well, since now we're slamming mullets, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go. Y'all have a great night.
No, stick around.
Mullets
No,
are
we're just
coming
picking
back.
on Alabama.
He
We're
actually
just-
left.
See ya.
Well, then.
Well, you
Wonder why he left.
We picked on him.
Well, we didn't directly pick on him.
He doesn't have a mullet.
He doesn't.
He thinks
That
he
is
does.
not business in the front.
No, you have to shave the sides for it to be a mullet.
Yeah. Has to be business in the front.
I haven't had a haircut in a while. You can kiss my head.
I haven't had hair. Well, no, I guess it's even though it's transparent, I do still have hair.
I was about to say, Dan, you've got
Yeah,
hair.
you got a damn
ton of hair.
ponytail.
Well, yeah, I have had one down to the middle of my back before, but
Brian K. Morris says, I told Cookie the toothbrush joke. Now she understands why I love this show. And yeah, see, there's the Alabama A with the little mullet.
Yeah, there's the mullet. Business in front, party in the back.
Oh.
Of course, in Alabama, party in the back has a whole lot of meaning.
Yeah.
yeah, but let's not talk about trailer parks.
Or livestock. No.
Bad joke.
Bad joke. Yes, bad joke.
And now Stephanie Osborne is never going to appear on the show again.
And nobody hit a good night, everybody? Wow. Y'all slow on the draw.
Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, Stephanie will pick on Alabama just as much as anybody because she went to Vandy.
Well, and she's from Clarksville.
And she's from Clarksville.
Did you catch that last train?
Apparently.
It was one out.
No monkeying around.
Ooh.
Oh.
I saw a movie the other day. It was on one of those free streaming channels, but it was a docudrama about the monkeys and how they got.
Is that the one about how their manager was like a draconian, like you will do this, or I can't remember.
Well, it was the studio execs that were trying to do that. The producer of the show, which was played by Colin Ferguson, by the way. I guess that's why it was suggested to me because I watch Eureka. But he was all about letting them do their thing, and it was a studio.
It was like, no, this is our
execs
plan.
were like,
this is our plan. You stick to our plan.
Yeah, and I can't remember the music producer.
Don Kirshner?
Don Kirshner. Yeah,
Yep.
Don Kirshner was the one that was really hard on them.
They want to do their own music.
These side deals for songwriters to get their stuff out there. And then the Monkees started wanting to do their own stuff. And Don Kirshner said, I got a contract. You front what we produce. But I mean, the actors that they got to play the Monkees, wow, they were good. I mean, had the look, had the voice.
Mickey Dolenz was a guitar player and learned to play drums because
Yeah.
he didn't look stupid on the show.
Yeah.
And Peter Tork, basically one of the best.
Peter Tork. Well,
players.
Peter Tork and Michael Nesmith were both serious musicians.
Yeah, Nesmith is incredibly serious.
And Davy Jones was just an actor.
Yeah, but he
was cool with all of it.
Yeah.
Aren't we down to just one monkey left now?
Two.
Two. Nesmith and
Nesmith.
Dolenz are still alive.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
They don't want to do reunion tours because they miss the other two guys that much.
Yeah.
You know who Nesmith and Torque should team up with? Paul and Ringo.
Monkey Beatles. The Beatles.
My God.
The Funkies.
Keep working on that name.
Call themselves, but I would buy that album.
I'd buy the concert ticket. I'd buy the concert ticket.
Yeah.
Michael Nesmith's close call claim to fame is that his mom invented whiteout.
Yep.
That's why he had the inheritance money to where he could step away from all the record company bullshit and do whatever he wanted for the rest of his life.
Yeah. He was the biggest malcontent of the group.
Yeah.
He's the one that really pushed the limits and almost got the show canceled.
I think they all almost got the show canceled over.
Well,
Isn't that where the Archies came from?
No,
no,
not
I don't
really.
think so. I think Archies were.
That's an urban legend.
Oh, okay.
Archies were made up for that one song.
But what a song, man! I love Sugar Sugar.
And then they turned around and they made the cartoon, and everything kind of steamrolled a little bit. But the comic books that all of that came from went on for years and years and years.
They're still in print.
Yeah, they're still going on. They've gone through some changes, but you know.
Well, they've had a spin-off TV series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Riverdale.
Well, that and
I love Riverdale, by the way.
Sabrina.
Just throwing that out there.
yeah, they've had several spin-off series.
Hey,
even
John, you might. Well, I know Dan is old enough to have cut the Sugar Sugar record off the back of the cereal box.
Mhm.
Off the back.
they
of
need to
Sugar.
bring those back.
Yeah, yeah, because they did such wonders for your needle. Play that 3 times, and you got to buy a new needle for your phonograph.
Oh,
All
not
right.
for the photograph we had. All I had to do is take a pair of needle nose pliers and bend the tip of a ball-headed straight pin and pop it in there and self-destruct every record that it got played on. I mean, you could see the vinyl being peeled off of the grooves as the record spun around.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
It worked, but I would not recommend that method.
No. I used to get mine at Radio Shack. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I've got all kinds of stuff from Radio Shack. I wish it still existed. I
Well,
know
you
there
can
are
still get the
Radio
stuff
Shack-
online.
I know there are still Radio Shack stuff, but they don't have anything near the amount of product that they used to have. When I was back in the garage band days, that's where I bought my 15-inch 100-watt speakers, was for the bass
Yeah.
the bass cabinets. And,
Yeah, they got too much. You know what killed Radio Shack? They got too much into the Optimus crap. That shit was garbage.
Yeah.
Realistic
Realistic
was
good
good. Optimus crap. It was all Chinese jar.
Well,
Garbage.
you know what realistic was, right?
Curtis Mathis, I believe.
Well, no, realistic
TVs were made by Curtis Mathis.
realistic keyboards. That was Casio. The realistic concert mate is just the realistic concert mate series was just Casio tones.
Mm-hmm.
They were just rebranded Casio tones. That's exactly what they were.
I've got a 6-channel realistic mixing board right here with one channel burned out because that's where we plugged in my bass. In the garage. A bass guitar straight through a mixing board will ruin that particular channel.
Really?
Yep. No preamp, no nothing, just the bass straight in. And it will destroy that particular channel. And there's no amount of switching it around between all the other 5 or 6 that will save it, because you'll just ruin those as well. So you might as well just pick one and go, okay, this one's going to be crap. Let me plug it. Oh, well, listen to my 4th, 5th, and 6th albums. You'll be able to tell which ones were plugged into the realistic mixing board, because the bass gradually degrades as the recordings get older or get younger.
How many of y'all remember that cabinet that you could bring?
God, yeah, the cabinet, and then you would take your tube and put it in there to test it, and then get the replacement. I mean, when was the last time you saw user serviceable parts inside of a TV?
1972, I do believe.
My brother refurbishes old amplifiers, guitar amplifiers and stuff. Has to order the tubes from Russia.
Wow.
because that's the closest place it makes them.
That's bad. Because
Not really.
nothing sounds as warm and rich as a tube amplifier.
Well,
I've been trying to find me a Marantz
Mhm.
tuner, an old tube style tuner. You can't touch one for under $1,000.
Oh,
On
back
Of
eBay.
course not.
back when I was
Everything that plugs into the breadboard has got to be handmade.
Yeah. Yeah.
back when we moved in here 23 years ago. Damn. I used to be a CBer, and let's just say there was something between the antenna and my radio.
Oh.
Except I didn't have an amplifier; I had a modulator.
Mm-hmm.
A little 1-tube, 150-watt modulator. Dead key, 6 watts, but it would swing 150.
Nothing like a linear.
Excuse me, sir. Why are your trees humming?
Occasionally.
Uncle Charlie come knocking on your door.
Yeah, well, the neighbors asked me to, please don't do it before 10 o'clock because they're
Our
tired
light bulbs are humming.
because they're tired of the toaster talking to them.
And
Well,
their
I
dentures. Oh,
am K4LPL ham, and but I usually stay around.
If you quit eating ham, your cholesterol wouldn't be that high.
Yeah, I usually stick in the 20 meter area. I'd like to get an 80 meter radio and do a little worldwide talking. A friend of mine has an 80 meter, and I go over and use it occasionally. But
80 meter, is that the wavelength or the antenna length?
well, I mean that is, yeah. You want your antenna to be optimally the wavelength.
I had a friend of mine.
Yeah, it's the frequency.
He had a vineyard in his backyard
Uh-huh.
and grew grapes and muscadine and stuff like that.
That's a great place to have a dipole.
And had the wire run across all the vineyard racks.
Uh-huh.
He lived up on Signal Mountain for
When
forever.
when I was in the Tennessee State Guard, when I was in the Tennessee State Guard, we had a dipole antenna that literally fit in a case about this big, because all it was tent pole sections and rolled up wire, and we would measure off, pace off the tent poles, and then just unroll the wire and string it between the two tent poles.
Carl's
It's
asking.
K4LPL. I got
Say that again slowly.
K4LPL.
yeah, because Carl.
And that's why he's asking.
big shortwave.
Oh, okay.
He'll be tracking your dog through their.
That's it. Yep.
Through their chip.
Now,
He does that for fun.
one thing that I would do is I would use the chain link fence as my ground.
Okay.
I had ears, couldn't talk very good, but I had
No,
ears.
your SWR would be through the roof. Your standing wave remittance.
Now, I have accidentally grabbed hold of a steel whip with a KW on the back when somebody keyed up a KW.
Somewhere
That's a
around
little
here.
tingle, huh?
I didn't.
Kind of like one of those accidental encounters with a electric fence.
No,
Well, not
It
that
got-
bad. But
no, it's not that bad. It got hot. I mean, as in, I had a stripe on my hand. Got hot.
Somewhere around here, I have got a real antenna for an old Prick 25 FM backpack radio.
uh-huh.
And what you do is you take the antenna off, put the end of this underneath the antenna, and then run this 100-foot wire up a hill through trees, whatever you wanted to do to get longer range. And if you aimed it just right, you get over a 25-mile range off of one of those things. And the newer radios don't work so well with it, but We were receiving pretty good when I played around with it.
Yeah, those Harris digital radios suck. Our civilian radios outperform the Harris. We set up in Memphis, and we were able to talk to Johnson City. Boom, with that dipole antenna, and we jacked it up. We had it 15 feet off the ground, so that we could get our SWR low, and we had it tuned to where it was running perpendicular to a straight line to Nashville and Johnson City, and we were able to hit both of those on 80 meter wall to wall.
We were playing around with the old, I can't remember what they call it now. They got a new one, but we called it the 292, which is the big mast antenna.
Mm-hmm.
And the big head with the 6 whiskers on it.
Yeah, cat
And,
whiskers.
And where the cable had that big coax cable that ran up into it, if you'd watch it and you could turn the pole before you put the guy wires down, if you could turn it and aim it, we played around with that one day trying to figure out how to aim it.
Yeah,
because that was where the coax cable went into it was like your landmark.
Yeah, you always want the beam of your antenna to be perpendicular to your intended target destination.
Sort of like a direction finder, but save it.
Yeah, except in reverse. Well, I mean, you're receiving also, but
Now,
heard a ham from Poland tonight?
Yeah.
Polish ham sounds tasty.
my little brother once went out to my car and was messing around with my CB radio when that was a new thing, and must have been some freak weather condition or something. He was talking to a Radio Shack store in New York City.
Skip talk.
Yeah.
Outside of Athens, Georgia. And like I said, it must have been a freak weather condition, but they had some amazing amps plugged into that thing in order to get the signal out that far. But to be able to
you didn't need it. Depending on the atmospheric conditions, CB frequencies easily bounce off the ionosphere, and they call it skip talking.
Well then.
Now, my dad, this was mid 70s. My dad was talking, doing what they call shoot and skip. And he heard this one guy hollering off, and he called back out to him. And guy wouldn't respond back to him. He would respond to people in California, and people from California would respond to Daddy. But the guy from the other wouldn't. And finally, my dad says, I know you hear me. Can you at least acknowledge you hear me? He says, 218, I can't talk to you. I'm in Nome, Alaska. He goes, that's way outside the limits.
Yeah, but it wasn't like Uncle Charlie was going to go all the way to Nome, was he?
No. But yeah, I was sitting there when he did that. And it just like, huh? My dad still talks about that. That was his highlight of his CB career.
Well, I mean, from this area to hit Nome, Alaska, even talking skip, that's a serious stretch.
Yeah. Of course, he had PDL2 beams is what he was using. If you know, PDL2s is like half of a moonraker. If you know what a moonraker.
Yeah, I know a moonraker.
Yeah. And he went and added 4 more wires inside on the backside for rejection. So he could, I think it also laser shotted his signal too.
Not sure how that would work, but
Hey, you can't argue with the results.
Yeah.
No.
And then one guy says he wants to use a TV antenna. The Radio Shack TV antenna is a broadcast antenna. Said it would make a great pair of beams.
Well, yeah, if you've got the rotator on it, you can even point it where you need it to go. I had a friend, believe me, not me. I had a friend who wanted to get as many of the 6 and 12-foot satellite dishes, old school satellite dishes, as he could, and set them up all over his property so that he could get the electronics to turn it into one great big radio telescope.
Wow.
I don't think he ever did it because, as far as I could tell, it would be an ungodly amount of money for the electronics.
I think for a civilian to try to build their own radio telescope, I would imagine the biggest obstacle to overcome is not money, but noise rejection. I mean, if you're sitting here in the city, you've got all kinds of other RF noise, RF,
I think the
frequencies
technical term for
coming
that
in.
crap,
The sliding glass doors on the grocery store and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the government radio telescopes are out in the middle of nowhere where there's very little other interference.
This is that thing. This is that thing the Army uses for bouncing transmissions off the ionosphere.
Yep.
Wow.
Over the horizon stuff.
that's just
Yep.
a 12-foot dish, though, isn't it? Or is it smaller than
Not even
12?
that. I think that's about
That's,
a 10-foot dish.
Yeah, that's
Well, yeah,
a,
judging from the soldiers.
Actually, I believe it's 2
Oh.
meter.
yeah, it's a 2 meter.
Yeah.
It's a 2 meter dish, but that's about the size of the dish that was on my sat truck.
Yeah, I think Carl just nailed the whole idea right there. The biggest obstacle to building a satellite farm would be one spouse and the neighbors.
You got that right.
Tell them it's a windmill.
And
Or
you're
solar.
Don Quixote.
Or solar power.
Oh, John's thinking. Oh, hell.
Well, no, it's
Well,
actually
that's
something I've been
always
thinking about
dangerous.
for a while. You know these big wind farms with
Yeah.
the turbine, the big
Yeah.
blades and all that. How come they don't put solar panels on those blades?
That's an idea.
Yeah.
Well,
the
what we're
connectors would be really, really difficult to engineer, but
what
Not
we're
really.
seeing is what we see right now is wind farms are about to change. Those big
Props.
propeller things are about to go away. They're fixing to turn them vertical.
Yeah.
Looks like a big tower with
And
the
use the
blades
tower.
that run around like
Actually, you
this.
don't even
Yeah.
need a big tower. You know what they're doing in like the Philippines? They're building these things that are about 2 feet wide and about 10 feet tall, and they put them in the middle of a roadway where there's a lot of traffic, and just the air being pushed by the vehicles spins these things, and they're running their entire traffic electrical grid just off of these little windmills.
and there are places like the edges of cliff sides, like the cliffs of Dover or something that has a constant breeze
Yeah.
going on offshore. You could really put up one of those cylindrical towers and generate some power there.
Yeah, Carl says the props
Mhm.
are tilted so sunlight wouldn't be coming in at the right angle.
Well, there's your answer, John. That's why. And I've heard that they're trying out the technology to put turbines under the ocean in the jet stream, because that is like constantly moving, and if they can put some turbines down there
In the Gulf
and
Stream,
do something to protect fish, keep fish from getting caught in it. But
Yeah. Well, turbine power underwater has always been
Like
a
silicone.
dependable thing.
well, we use that right down the road in the Ocoee River. I mean,
Yeah.
I want to build a parabolic mic that makes energy from people's stereos when they're stopped at my corner. Good luck.
yeah,
My God.
We don't have any thumpers. Our neighborhood is all old people.
Yeah.
We're the kids on the block. Okay. At
We got
61
plenty
years
of
old.
numbers
Yeah.
going by the
Yeah,
house here.
that's one of them.
That's a small one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But now imagine that with the blades tighter in and longer, and that's
Right.
what they're putting down the boulevard of these high capacity roadways, and just the movement of air from the cars is making these things go. Woo!
Now there is a prototype sailing ship or three that uses those tall cylindrical
Mm-hmm.
spinning towers for
As
the
sail.
sails,
Yeah.
and it works.
Yep. Yeah. Some really high tech yachts are doing that.
Yeah, rap music can power your house.
Now we had
Yeah.
when we moved
Put on a Black Sabbath album and you can power an entire city.
when we moved in, the kid across the street, knew that I worked on cars and all that, and was asking me, check out this Monte Carlo that he wanted to buy. It was like a '78 Monte Carlo. I
Nice
said,
car.
sure. So, I check it out and I said, dude, engine seems all right, but the transmission is shot. You're going to need to put a transmission in it before too much longer. He goes, all right. So he buys it. First thing he does, puts a super stereo system in it.
Priorities, my friend.
Yeah, really.
I mean, we're talking about, as it goes down the road, it. I finally found out what that sound is. It's the damn license plate. It's the
Wow.
license plates rattling on them. Well, I said, that's nice. Please cut it off after 10 o'clock. Okay, Joe, I'll turn it. A few days later, the thing shows up with fancy mag wheels. I said, what those cost you? He said, I paid $3,000 for those. I said, did you put a transmission in it yet? He goes, nope. I said, you will with those. 2 weeks later, it rolled up on a rollback. And when they moved out, a rollback came and got it.
We never put a transmission in it.
Never put a transmission in it.
Wow.
What I say, you can't fix stupid.
Boys, I was about to say, Ron White, you can't
Oh,
fix
God
stupid.
almighty.
Oh,
So y'all were talking about missing Radio Shack earlier. I miss Circuit City. That's what I miss.
Mm.
yeah. The blue store beat them out.
Yeah.
Good.
Skunk's like, yeah, that's right. Best Buy represent.
I miss the Circuit City because they were willing to negotiate with you. You could talk them down on some of their prices.
Oh, I loved going to Circuit City because of the damn bargain DVD bins.
Okay, see, they didn't. That was before.
That was before.
Oh man, I typed in that windmill generator thing.
Yeah.
And now my feed is covered up with windmill generators.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
They
One,
know.
two,
They already know.
they already know.
I'll tell you what I'd like to do is get a Tesla and then put one of those KW generators in the back. 3 kW generator in the trunk to charge the batteries you're going down the road.
I've always wondered why someone hasn't come up with a hybrid like that. That instead of a big engine up front, you just got a little Honda generator in the back. Because those things will run, if you get the right one, it'll run 12 hours on 5 gallons of fuel.
Wow.
And if it's an electric car, that'll do 80 miles an hour for 12 hours.
Yeah, you're golden.
That's 900 miles on 5 gallons of gas. Plus the batteries.
Yeah,
I had
you're
an idea.
golden at that point.
I always thought Honda should do that, and each car should come with 2 generators. And you keep one at the Honda dealership. And when your generator needs reservicing, you drive up, they switch them out, which is just a couple bolts and a plug. Switch them
Now-
out and rebuild the other one.
Now, I had a Toyota Corolla that had 3 starters.
Not all at the same time.
I had one on the engine, one in the trunk, and the other one at the starter shop. I could change a starter on that. It was a '74 Toyota Corolla. I could change a starter in 5 minutes. Got it. Had it. Had it.
Radiators.
I had it down to an art. And when I would put the one in the trunk on the engine, I'd take the one from that I swapped out on the way home. I'd drop it off at the starter shop, pick up my other one, and hand the guy a $20 bill.
Nick Tucker just messaged us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's spending time with the missus, and I do not blame him. He spend all the time in the world with you, lady.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Mine's got to the point where she barely speaks to me anymore, so I'm enjoying myself.
Welcome to retirement. I'm gonna have to buy a boat and go fishing just so I can have some peace of mind every once in a while.
My wife is so sick of me. She said, "Don't you want to go to New Orleans?" And I'm like, "But you don't have vacation time." No, go by yourself.
Yeah, really.
I'm about
hear
to
phone calls.
as soon as I'm finished with this video project, I may just do that because I'm semi-retired. I can just take off in the middle of the damn week. I don't have to wait for the weekend.
Oh, give us an update on the motorhome.
The motorhome is patched up. Should be watertight, but is not travel ready.
Yeah.
It's at the storage facility, and I am still actively looking for a company, a reputable company that can do the job.
I was thinking about something.
Oh God, we're in for shit now.
No, Lewis may can understand where I'm going with this. A custom cabinet company.
I've thought about that, but like Hitson Cabinet and some of these other places,
Yeah.
they're like real busy and pretty expensive. So, yeah, I had actually given that some thought. I had thought about that when I was thinking about, because we don't sleep up there.
Yeah.
And it's wasted space to me. So what I was hoping to do was just put storage cabinets up there, because you never have enough storage on an RV.
Oh
No.
no, not at all.
And when we get it rebuilt, we are going to do that.
Just convert that
Like there are
into-
3 windows up there. We do not need 3 windows. They are looking for an excuse to leak water. So when we get it rebuilt, those 3 windows are gone. It's going to be solid, and it's going to have a cabinet.
I think that is
No more bunk up there.
idea.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I would prefer to mount my TV there than where it is right now, which is over the stove.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
Really
healthy.
bad
Because
place.
your beds are in the back, right?
Beds are in the back, plus the couch jackknifes out, and the dinette makes into a double. So, I mean, we're not at a loss for a place to sleep. And I'm too fat to get my ass up in the bunkhouse anyway. So,
That's for the grandkids.
yeah, no, I don't travel with grandkids.
That's why you toss
Nope.
them up there and close the cage door and just toss some scrap.
No, they don't even get in my RV. I don't think they know that I own it. The oldest does, my granddaughter, because she piped in and said where they had taken their RV and did not recommend it. So I'm getting lots of people giving advice on where not to take it.
Well, hey, that's useful.
And most of them are saying camping. I know that. Believe me. Been there, done that. Unfortunately, Camping World is the 800-pound gorilla.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're fixing to change their name.
Oh, really?
Gander's Outdoor
Oh,
Camping World.
Okay. Well, I know they bought Gander,
Yeah.
and then closed the one here on 153.
Hey, I'm gonna
Jack.
tell you right now. I went into that, and I know why they called it gander, because that's all I could afford to do is walk in there and gander at their prices.
Yeah, yeah, they were pretty high. I went there looking for some clothes from Frog Togs.
Now when they closed, I actually got some good deals. I bought their canoe display rack and turned it into a trailer. Or, well, not a canoe, their kayak display rack, and used it for my trailer, my kayak trailer. And then I got my kayak life jackets from there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these were the fancy life vests. They had pockets and zip pockets, and then they had one zip pocket for your phone to keep your phone dry.
See, if I ever get back, I mean, I've got a couple of inflatable kayaks. If I ever get into kayaking heavy again, I'm going to get the one that it just lays flat and has the CO2 cartridge.
Yeah.
And it's just not even barely there unless you need it. You pull a string, May West.
Yeah. Well, the reason I don't have kayaks anymore is just because, of course it was part of the back. But me and Donna went out to Chester Frost Park, paddled for 2 hours, and let the wind blow us back into the dock that was only 80 feet away.
What happened?
We paddled for 2 hours, and then
only got 80 feet.
Only got about 80 feet. And when we quit, we blew back to where we were at. And I actually had to have somebody help Donna pick the kayaks up to put back on the trailer.
Well, these little inflatable kayaks that we've got are kind of cool. I just, the only thing I worry about is shallow water. I don't want to, run across a stick or something.
Lay it open.
There's a hole in it. Yeah.
Now they're
especially at Soddy Lake. Lake, when we had our hard boats, I'd hear that scraping on the bottom of the boat all the time. And I'm like, But it was cool because you could look down and see the seaweed growing up. It looked like you were flying over a forest. That was kind of cool.
There used to be a company that made canoes and kayaks, but they were a hard foamed plastic. Not styrofoam, but something a little bit softer than that. And it was one of those things where there was a model that they made that was extra wide for fishing, so you could actually toss a line out without turning the thing over and try to swim away. And I thought, well, if they made outriggers for that bugger, it'd be real good because it wouldn't roll over.
Outriggers on a canoe is real easy. You buy 2 kayaks and 2 12-foot 2x4s. Just duct tape everything together.
I don't know about 2x4s and maybe some bamboo, but
okay, all right. Schedule 40. No, metal conduit.
Yeah, half inch or 3/4 inch conduit.
Yeah, metal conduit.
That's what I did on my deck, Joe, for the Edison lights.
Yeah,
to string out there, I got me some conduit and painted it brown.
Yeah,
and put it right in, man. It's good and rigid, lightweight. Did a good job. It was a hell of a lot cheaper than galvanized pipe.
Oh yeah.
Man, galvanized pipe, they wanted for a 10-foot section, Lowe's wanted $21 for half-inch galvanized pipe. I got the same length of half-inch conduit for $8.50.
That's quite a savings.
Did you check out fence pipe?
No, that would have been too thick. I wanted something
I didn't realize the tune.
real narrow.
They've got the pieces that run across the top are only about inch and a half or something like that.
Yeah, but that's 4 times the diameter I wanted.
He wanted a little stick to.
Yeah, I wanted something unobtrusive to act as a hanger for my Edison lights.
Guys,
You gonna
have
live,
fun.
John?
Thank you for letting me join y'all, but I got to get to bed. I didn't realize it was this late.
Oh,
Sunrise service, huh?
So
Yep. So,
you take care.
all right.
You knew it.
Thank
You
guys
knew
for
it
joining.
too, man.
It's a pleasure.
You knew it as
Thank
soon
you
as you
for
said it.
joining us.
All right. See y'all later.
good night.
Good night.
Uh, uh, he was talking about sunrise service. Of course, they're probably not going to do it again this year. But there used to be a bagpiper that would go down to the Walnut Street Bridge
Really?
and play Amazing Grace on Easter Sunday as the sun rose.
Wow. I never knew that.
Sometimes there'd be 2 or 3 of them down there.
Strangling cats
See
in
the
the
joke
downtown.
coming.
No, there's no joke coming. It really happens. Or happened.
What was that evil grin on your face for?
When he said strangling cats. No, it's more like a dying cow being stomping on a cat. Or a dying cow laying on a cat.
Hey, be careful. I'm a Scottish lord.
I like bagpipes.
I do too. An Amazing Grace on bagpipes would make me cry every time, and not for
First
any-
time I ever heard that, though, was in a Star Trek movie. I had never heard Amazing Grace played on bagpipes until Star Trek 3.
Of
2.
course, we all grew up with the Irish Spring commercial, which is kind of ironic because the theme song for the Irish Spring commercial is the bagpipe music, Scotland the Brave.
Yep.
That's another one that gets to me.
I
Lindsay
wonder.
knows when I need to be cheered up. I will go and pull up pipe and drummer corps videos, and she
The
hears
Black Watch
Scott
polka.
Weaver, Amazing Grace on bagpipes. She knows I am depressed and I need cheering up real bad. And that's one of the things that actually does cheer me up when, I get a little blue.
I'm having devious thoughts now.
You are devious thoughts.
I've got my Halicon sound system here. I've got a video downloaded on my laptop of Amazing Grace. Set that sucker up to play about sunrise tomorrow morning.
Donna
And your
will kill
wife will
you.
kill you.
Are you kidding? When the COVID lockdown first started, I was playing it every Sunday night at sunset. People half a mile away was saying, that was commenting in the Lupton City group. That was beautiful. I heard that all the way over at my house. It's got a half a mile radius, sound wise. I'll wake up everybody.
Please don't.
Yeah, really. Because he's right down the block.
No, I'm not near enough to him to be able to hear it, but just like don't annoy your neighbors. Come on. Be respectful.
That would be respectful because most of them would be going, of course, they'd all be going, what the fuck is, who the hell is playing Amazing? It is Easter Sunday. What the fuck?
And the ones that actually know who you are going,
Of course, my dad lives in the radius and he can hear it.
and he hasn't spanked you yet?
No. He's going, how did you get a sound system like that? Nah, just horse trading.
Radio Shack.
Radio Shack.
Well, the PA that I've got is a realistic, so, and it's a 250 watt, and I've got these huge horn speakers.
Well, Skunk has seen my PA. It's a Gemini brand.
Mm-hmm.
The amp and speaker combo.
Yeah.
One back, the back of one speaker is the amp and mixing board. The back of the other speaker is all
Well,
the cords.
it's not the back. Not the back. It's actually the covers for
Yeah.
the speakers.
Well,
So
no,
the
it's
cover-
the back of them. It's the back of them.
It
It
just
goes on
keeps
the back.
pointed towards the wall.
I thought it went over the face of the speaker.
No, I wished it did.
Well, anyway. No, he's right though. He's right. That's the way it's set up there, and it's yep.
And it's loud.
It's loud.
Skunk,
It's got,
you know how?
if I remember correctly, it's 4-channel mixer. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, 4-channel.
Yeah.
Skunk, to let you know how loud it is, the Zerks party came down and asked me to turn it down on Friday night.
Well, I mean, yes, it's loud. I'm not gonna say that it's not. It's but you got to remember that it's peanuts compared to what you used to have.
Oh, yeah, in size. In sound, it's better.
Nah, I don't know about that.
It's easier to...
It's easier to use. It's definitely easier to use, and it's easier to move.
Yes.
But no, the PA that used to be Duchess that you sold me,
yeah.
it's got some kick behind it. So
Oh, yeah, it's got some kick, but you don't need a truck to move just the sound system.
Yeah.
Which was the problem.
There have been times when I wish that I had never sold off any of my equipment at the garage band days. I had some awesome stuff. Some of it I hand built, and some of it I bought from pawn shops. 300-watt Sun Beta bass amp. You can't find them things anymore unless you're waiting for the Who to lose something off the back of their damn truck.
Yeah, Skunk got one of my roadkill speakers too.
Yeah, and my dad kept asking me about it, and I'm like, dude, I don't know. He said he got it off. He said it fell off the back of a truck. I don't know if he's being serious. He wouldn't lie to me, so maybe it did really fall off the back of a truck. I have no idea, but that just sounds like the kind of thing that you would hear like a really creepy guy from Brooklyn say. Oh no, man, it fell out of the back of a truck. What do you want?
Well, actually, as I drove by the other day, one of the speaker grills is still laying there off the side of the road. And you drive past it every day going to work.
Probably.
Between CB Robinson and the Chickamauga Dam, right before you get on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Right before you cross the train bridge is where I picked it up.
By the way, did I tell you that they're going to be they're changing my route at work?
Yes, you said something about that.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the Chattanooga route. Yeah.
You like the Chattanooga route?
Chattanooga route's short. So yes.
Got to be better than fighting Monteagle because that's where you are now, isn't it?
Yep. Every day. Got to fight Monteagle. It sucks.
Yeah.
Really? I always liked Monteagle.
Yeah, but you're not making delivery.
Holy crap. We won somehow. Even though I was dead the entire round, we somehow won. That's awesome.
Playing a video game?
Yeah. Playing Super Animal Royale while we're doing the call, but somehow I died at the very beginning of the round and somehow we won. I don't know how that happened, but
good night, Carl.
Basically, those other three people that were playing with carried the team because I didn't. Because I'm not playing seriously. I'm goofing off while I talk to you guys.
Yeah.
But we just got first place, which was amazing.
Did you see Carl's talking about 2 people had quit the Secret Humor group?
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. One of them quit because Facebook wouldn't let him on, and he was jackass anyway.
I wonder who that could have been.
So you left the Secret Humor Group?
I'll
Well,
give
Robert
you a hint.
did.
Robert did.
Oh. Did that wait? So is your thing fixed now?
No,
Yeah,
Okay.
12 more days.
yeah. I started
Well,
seeing
11
it,
more days now.
but
No,
Doesn't
but,
much matter though. You don't plan on broadcasting from Facebook anymore, do you?
well, yeah, I'd like to get back because that's where a lot of our viewers were coming from.
They don't have access to YouTube?
Well, they have access to YouTube, but
The problem is
YouTube, you have to
Facebook-
physically
Facebook
go
gave you a
there.
notification
Facebook,
if
it's
you want.
there.
yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
People are lazy.
Well, and come to find out, they're blocking my ISP to block my account.
so nobody in Chattanooga can get on.
No, nobody through my computer connection.
Oh,
I tried to log in through Donna's account live, to live stream.
Mhm.
yeah.
It blocked her. Now she can't live stream from her phone.
Have you tried changing your ISP address? You
How
can
do you-
randomize it.
IP address.
Oh, yeah.
No, because with EPB you get a static IP, not a dynamic.
They won't give you a dynamic. Figures.
Yeah, you get
Well-
you get a static IP, and your router gives you a sub of that static.
I mean, you're a lot better off with a static IP than a dynamic because it's more reliable, but it does kind of get you out of
Pigeonhole
the
you.
anonymous. Yeah.
You can't pirate very well with a static.
Yeah.
Hey, no, you're
Not that I know
You're easily
anything about
found.
that, but
Oh, I know a lot about that, but I don't do it.
I wonder if a VPN would work on through. Would EPB work override a VPN?
Yeah, if you had like NordVPN,
Yeah.
and you could make it seem like you were coming out of Mexico or
England.
Alaska.
Tbilisi.
Yeah.
Make them think you're a Russian hacker. Then they'll let you do whatever the hell you want to.
Yeah, really.
Well, if anybody, that's why.
Joe Dogzinski. Okay.
I may have to drop the Joe Dog broadcasting to Facebook because I found out Joe Dog in Filipino means little dick.
How appropriate.
Well, I am a prick.
To touch that line.
I could have told you that.
I'm a little prick, so. And
I thought that was our secret.
I'm sorry, sweetie. Honey Badger doesn't give a shit.
Have you? I was watching The Darkest Hour with Gary Oldman, where he plays Winston Churchill,
I love Gary Oldman, man.
and that is probably one of his best roles. But the part I love is they take the picture of him doing the V for Victory thing,
yeah,
right? And he walks into the bunker one day, and all these women are laughing. He's like, "What are you laughing about?" He goes, "Well, it's this picture of you, sir." He says, "What?" "Well, it's the way you're holding your fingers." He goes, "Yes, V for Victory." He says, "What? You did it wrong." It's like, "What?" He says, "Well, you're supposed to do it like this. You did it like this." He goes, "So?" He says, "Well, that means something else." He goes, "What does it mean?" It's up your bum.
Two in the
Well,
pink, one in the stink. Oh,
The shocker. Yes.
Winston would not be adverse to that particular meaning.
oh.
If directed in eastward towards Europe, yeah.
What was it? Churchill said to this woman who
Yeah.
threatened to poison him.
Oh,
If you were my
As your
husband,
husband,
I'd
I'd
poison
drink
you.
it.
If I was your husband, I'd drink it. Oh.
If you were my husband, I'd poison you. If I was your husband, I'd drink it.
actually, I think that was, God.
Groucho Marx.
Or
No,
WC?
No, it was,
WC Fields?
I want to say Lord Byron, but no,
Oh.
that's got to be wrong.
Churchill, the one I do know that he said is he got drunk one night. Imagine that. And
One night?
this woman goes, "You, sir, are drunk." He goes, says, "Madam, in the morning I will be sober. You will still be ugly."
Yep.
That was close. That was close.
You know his. You know he had a pet parrot. He did. The parrot is still alive.
Well, they live over 100 years.
Yeah,
Well, they can.
but it's African gray. All right, John, go start googling Winston Churchill's parrot.
I am.
Punchline myself.
He's our
I
bullshit
know
alert.
Joe too well.
Hey Joe,
Yeah.
I was looking for a new pop filter because the one that I have on my studio was getting kind of with the gooseneck. It was just getting to be a pain in the ass. So I was looking around on Amazon and came across this one. I don't know if you can see that, but it's it actually mounts directly to
The
the
microphone.
microphone. Okay, using these rubber bands,
High tech, elastic.
these
That's
O-rings. Hey, keep it simple, stupid. You know, and
Easy to
it's got
repair.
it's got a metal mesh, and then it's got foam, and then it's got one more layer of fabric. And I put this directly on my side address Audio Technica mic in my studio.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this thing is awesome. I mean, completely eliminates plosives, but did not take any of the high end out at all. So I know you've got a side address mic. If you're looking for a good pop filter, this was like $8.99.
Send me a link to it.
I will. I mean, this is another one that I bought because I have two side address mics. One that I sometimes use on a boom, and I'm going to put this one on it. I mean, as soon as I got that one, put it on the mic and tested it, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to get me another one of these.
Well,
So-
this is something I discovered. The little rubber bands that hold it up,
O-rings.
Just over.
they're hair ties.
Really?
Oh, they can be.
I know I've had to replace one of them because one of them's already broke.
Yeah.
That's
Normally,
why-
hair ties are covered with fabric because you don't want to put rubber directly in your
Yeah.
hair; it'll pull your hair.
Well,
right?
that's what it is. It's got the fabric on it, but yeah,
Oh, we see this. This does not have
have the
the
fabric.
fabric on it. No, these are straight up rubber.
Oh, okay.
But you know, the great thing is they stretch and they will fit just about any microphone out there.
That is cool. Of course, Brian K. Morris has probably already left and didn't see that, but
Go ahead and send him an email.
yeah, but yeah.
Well, I'm about to send. I can't see you because
What did you do, Dan?
It's the arthritis. Don't worry about it.
Author's playing with your hand again.
Yeah. And because of the vaccination, I can't take any painkillers for about a week.
what they told us we could take Tylenol.
I don't have Tylenol.
Hmm.
I've got other stuff that's a little bit stronger, but it's still over the counter.
Okay, what is it about Charlie the Parrot? I see you posted it up into the.
Well, that's the link to the Wikipedia page about Charlie the Parrot. It's also on. I put it on Stupid too.
So is Charlie the Parrot still alive?
I don't know. I don't read the things, man. I just post them.
Oh, okay.
Tastes like chicken.
Let's see here.
Oh, now you're going to make him read it. He's going to be pissed off.
Apparently,
Apparently.
he owned a gray parrot named Polly. Apparently, his daughter said he never owned a parrot named Charlie. So, and it doesn't say whether or not. Oh wait, it is 114 years old. Oh, darn it! But let's see, when was that story? That was back in 2014.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, that's the last
Tracking of it.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Charlie was Sylvia Martin, who is the new handler, used to be Winston Churchill's pet parrot during the Second World War. And one of the oldest birds in England. That was back in, of course,
2014.
7 years ago.
So I was close to right anyway.
Give him time. He's still reading.
Let's see. I was
Study.
trying to see if they said anything about like an update or something like.
Yeah, well, they haven't said the parrots. it's a Schrodinger's parrot. If they don't say it's dead, it's still got the possibility of being alive.
This is my compensation for having to go back to get the rest of my meal from Steak and Shake. They gave me a supersized. They gave me a supersized sweet tea.
And I bet 90% of that sweet tea was ice.
It was. Now I got sweet tea flavored water.
Well,
We're
It's a deep subject, John.
We're
yeah.
waiting.
Well, look. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, sold the parrot to Churchill in 1937, and then reclaimed the bird shortly after. Apparently, whoever sold it to him reclaimed it after Churchill's death in 1965.
Mm-hmm.
But during that time, Churchill taught it how to curse.
Of course.
And this
Apparently,
is
it says things like.
for some reason.
Apparently, it curses at Nazis and Adolf Hitler.
Hey, sounds like my kind of bird.
So apparently there might be, but it doesn't. It says when he was hatched, but it doesn't say anything about
A
death,
death.
which Facebook or Wikipedia is usually pretty good about that sort of thing.
So,
Well,
possibly.
as far as hatched, it only says that it was hatched before 1965.
Which, considering he supposedly got it in 1937, yeah.
I want a parrot, but
I don't want
You
any
don't need a
bird.
parrot, Joe.
do what?
You don't need a parrot.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't, because your parrot would learn how to make fart noises
Exactly.
and yell at Donna and the dogs.
Isn't there enough of that in your
Don't blame
house?
it on Donna and the dogs. Parrot go. Donna.
Donna.
Hey, I love my wife, but God, when she farts,
Well,
I swear.
Everybody farts. It's like everybody poops, okay?
Yeah. Well, hers smells like a burning rubber band encrusted in hair.
What is
John's
yours?
eyes are
What do
burning
you
just
think
thinking
yours
about it.
smells like? Do you
Mine
think that your farts smell like sunshine and roses?
Some of them do, but most
No,
of the time they smell like sewer gas.
Most of the times, your farts smell like leftover roadkill that's been cooking in the sun for 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you've been around him after he's had Taco Bell, huh?
I've been around him when he's had everything. I've been around him when he's had Taco Bell, Crystal, deviled eggs. The deviled eggs ones are the worst. I'm pretty sure sometimes he's pooped himself and just won't admit it.
I am getting to the age to where I can't trust a fart anymore. That's for damn sure.
Oh, hey, brother, let me tell you something. You're already at that age. You're already at that age. And I'm not trying to be a jerk to you or anything. I'm at that age. I've had some close calls, I'll tell you. It's one of my favorite quotes from a movie from 2001 Maniacs, Robert Englund, and one of the characters in the movie says to him, and he goes, "Well, Colonel, I got confidence in him." Yeah, I had confidence in a fart once. Shit all over myself.
Oh, speaking of Robert Englund, have you heard what his latest role is?
I saw something about something, but I don't know everything.
Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were the one that told me about the Stranger Things thing. He's doing something else soon that he was announced for, but I don't remember what it was.
I'm ready for that. Oh, and has anybody watched The Queen's Gambit?
I heard about it.
Watch it. It is good.
God dang.
That take 7.5 hours out of your life and watch The Queen's Gambit. I mean, I love it. I actually want to play chess now. No, Dan, I do not know how to play chess, but after watching this series, I want to learn how to play chess.
Yes, I pretty much figured that because you want to learn how to play.
Yeah.
And you don't know how fucking boring it really is.
Unless you're playing against somebody that's good.
Yeah, well, Murray Head doesn't play anymore, so.
Of course, as I was watching the tail end of it, she walks through an area where everybody's outside playing chess. And I got to thinking, that's something that is a thing of the past now. People can't gather to play chess.
Yeah, the park scene from X-Men doesn't work anymore. Hey, well, trivia. I know it.
Well, like a lot of that's gone to online chess.
Yeah.
And on Twitch they're holding online chess tournaments. Yep. Plus there's always mailbox chess.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Which is basically online chess anyway.
I kind of want to learn how to play Thud, but, nobody plays that because it's a Terry Pratchett novel.
Oh.
It's kind of like chess, but it's a little bit more intricate.
It's called what?
Thud.
Okay. What is...
It's a Terry Pratchett novel that features a game of dwarves against trolls.
Oh.
And that's just one little teeny tiny portion of the novel. There's a whole lot more to it than that. But it sounds
So
like a fun
I was looking at an ad the other day, and it was talking about these notebooks. The paper is made from stone. You guys ever seen any of this?
No. Sounds
It's
intriguing.
paper made from calcium carbonate. Okay, it's supposed to be a lot more eco-friendly. They don't use a lot of water in the process, no acid, anything like that. They say that the paper comes out extraordinarily smooth. And I'm like, well, paper it's kind of smooth anyway, but they say it's extremely smooth. Ink doesn't bleed on it like wood pulp paper does. And so I ordered a notebook of it. So it should be here next Thursday. It's coming from California, land of fruits and nuts.
All right, we want a product review.
Yeah.
At least
It's,
Saturday
it's a
night.
company- It's a company out of Australia called Karst. So,
Which is a kind of stone.
Hmm?
Karst is a kind of stone.
oh, is it?
It's a geology term. Yes.
I thought
Okay.
One of my
karst
college
is.
roommates was a geology major, and I got to learn all kinds of things that I never wanted to know.
Yeah, karst is what the Hellsbar Dam had to deal with.
Oh, okay.
Hellsbar Dam, where it was built, was the perfect place to build a dam.
Except
Geographically, it was the best place to build a dam. Geologically, it was the worst place to build it.
to build a dam. Yep.
Hmm.
It was so bad by the time that they finally decided to build what is that? Watts Bar's up north.
Chickamauga?
No, the one down
One
river.
down. On the other, Nickajack.
Oh.
Yeah, Nickajack replaced Hell's Bar. They were one of the things. Hell's Bar was so bad; it was in such bad shape. They were hoping it wouldn't collapse while they were building Nickajack.
Wow.
Hell's Bar is the reason they were able to navigate through Suck Creek.
For a while.
They say there's barges still at the bottom of the river at Suck Creek.
Yeah, probably. Oh, wait, that's right.
And it is almost quitting time.
Almost.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is the old dam.
Yep.
There's the powerhouse, there's the lock, but everything that was in the middle of the river got dynamited out.
Yep. It was the first
There's the dam grill.
Yeah. It was the first dam in the world that was navigation, flood control, and power production.
And that's what replaced it.
Okay. Is that a lock system?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We got locks all up and down the Tennessee River.
Yeah, we got one lock here that they're building here in Chattanooga for Chickamauga Dam.
Well, they're rebuilding again.
It's taken it. That's how much they've accomplished right there.
We've gone through three congressmen on this.
Yeah,
and a tornado.
50 years.
And a tornado.
Yeah, because didn't Marilyn Lloyd start the?
She started the process
started the process, and then Zach took it, and now Chucky's been riding it for years.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what they're trying to do. It's taken them 3 times longer to build this new lock dam than it took to build the dam.
No, it has taken twice as long to get this far as it took to build the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
And it has 2 locks. They dug the Panama Canal across an entire country, connected 2 massive oceans, and built 2 locks in less time than it took them to rebuild these locks. That is your government at work.
Milking the government. Yep.
Oh, wow, that's cool. Looking right down that antenna mast.
Yeah. They won't say how deep that building
bunker.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Holy shit.
What?
I don't know if you can hear that. I just got a weather alert.
Oh, we just got an Amber Alert.
Amber alert. One of the other.
Morrow, Georgia. gray Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Okay, it's an Amber Alert. John Lewis just got it.
Yep.
The alert tone is exactly the same for weather and Amber Alerts.
Well, it's an alert. Apparently, that's on the other side of Atlanta.
Most everything is from here.
Out past the airport.
That's south of Atlanta. I thought the airport was on the north edge.
Yeah, Skunk's sitting in the background for some reason.
Well, he's probably busy with something. Leave the boy alone.
Oh, I got to shoot the.
Yeah, that's the north edge. That's where Hartsfield is up there. No, wait for the map to rebuild itself.
I forgot to add myself back in. That's why, and I was in the middle of a round. So.
Oh yeah, well.
I did the thing, and then I forgot to add myself back. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow! How long is that range? Looks like about 300 feet.
I'd say about 100 yards. 100 yards, 100 meters.
Is that Charlie Brown? Oh, okay.
Where is that?
South of me.
Okay. I thought you were still in Atlanta for some reason.
Oh, no. Let me see. Hang on a minute. Let me get some. There's Osaka, Damascus, and Tunnel Hill, Rocky Face. And, of course, Dalton. Other side of Dalton.
Is it a membership or?
No, that's WMA, Wildlife Management Area.
Okay.
It's Johns Mountain Wildlife Area, which
Okay.
is that's my back porch, sort of.
Your back porch.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, where you live, is it?
I live over here.
Oh, yeah.
So it's,
Okay.
Let's go ahead and wrap this one up because I've got to run away for a minute.
Oh.
Or better yet, John, end the show for me, and I'll see y'all on the after side.
Okay. All right.
All right. I'm going to say good night, everybody. We'll see y'all Thursday night or at the after show. Thank you, Lewis, for being here. Thank you, John, Dan, Skunk. But yeah, John, go ahead and close the show. I'll be right back. I'll meet y'all in the after
Lewis,
side. Yeah.
Lewis, you remember that thing not you, Joe. You go ahead and go. Lewis, do you remember that thing I asked you about that one time?
Yeah.
Right? I'm still interested in doing that. Obviously, tomorrow's not going to be a good day, but we need to do that at some point.
Yeah.
We need to get together, and since I'm living in town now, it'll be a lot easier. Plus, with the vaccines and everything, it should be a lot nicer to be able to go out and grab a bite to eat together.
Yeah. Definitely.
Just keep that in mind, man. I'll hit you up in the future.
Okay.
But
my schedule's about as loose as it gets.
Mine isn't, but yeah, that's beside the point.
About time we went and touched the face of God and all.
I think it's time, yeah. Well, do you want me to do it? I'm right here.
Oh, you got the. I'm just looking for the darn thing.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds, and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.